Alrighty. Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Megan Connor, and I am the Deputy Director of Bar Programs and Engagement here at the Virginia State Bar. And I'd like to welcome you to today's Lunch and Learn program, Exploring Virginia's new Pro Bono Portal. The VSB's virtual Lunch and Learn series offers monthly informational webinars featuring topics of interest of members of the bar. We hope you continue to tune in and learn more about the programs and initiatives of the VSB. Today's presentation will feature a guided introduction to Virginia's new statewide pro bono portal, a tool designed to make pro bono service more accessible across the Commonwealth. Now, just a few housekeeping announcements before we begin. This is an informational session and is not approved for CLE credit. You may use the questions feature to submit any questions you may have throughout the presentation. And now I'd like to introduce today's presenter. Monami Ghosh is the VSB's pro bono assistant and has been working on the VSB's Access to Justice initiative since she joined the team in August of 2025. And with that, I'll hand things over to Monami so she can tell us more about this resource.
All right. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you so much, Megan, for the introduction. So as Megan said, I'm the pro bono assistant here, and I've had the privilege of kind of working with the broader Pro Bono Virginia leadership team to really spearhead this initiative. And Pro Bono Virginia overall is kind of a campaign to really focus on making pro bono services more accessible, easier to navigate, and just spreading it out throughout the Commonwealth for attorneys out there. So today I just want to start off my presentation with the Pro Bono Virginia landing page, and then we're going to go more in depth with the Paladin portal. So going over to the page over here, so this is our Pro Bono Virginia landing page, and the first thing you kind of see when you come in is these 4 buttons. This page is really made for anyone who is looking for pro bono opportunities from a wide variety of ranges. You can be someone who has never done pro bono before, who are just starting out, trying to get to know like where you should be going, what you should be doing, or you can be someone who has been working within the pro bono realm for a while, extending your resources, and just want to find more opportunities, or maybe even be a supervisor or mentor to those who are new in this field. So just going here, so the first button you see is I'm new to pro bono, so we can just start off with that. If you click the begin button, it kind of takes you to this pro bono find your fit quiz, which is very similar to your BuzzFeed quizzes, such as your what Hogwarts house are you, or what Friends characters are you. So this one is just kind of, if you really are new to pro bono, it's kind of to like give you more of an idea of what types of cases you can be taking on based on your prior experience, or if you are open to learning or getting training on things that you haven't done before, then you are also able to see that. So here, once you click on start, it'll kind of like give you 7 questions, which I'll just kind of randomly click through these. So it kind of asks you about how much time you can allocate to a case, like what type of assignments appeal to you. Like there's select, like questions that you can select multiple answers to, and then like things like how are you willing to interact with clients? Like, would you only like to do remote? Would you like to do in person? So like things like that, like it kind of just really gives you a wide range of questions to kind of encompass like what type of cases you should be taking on, or based on your answers, it gives you more of like a pro bono persona that you can then go off of. There are these 6 pro bono personas, and at the end, when you get your result, it just kind of lists a bunch of types of cases that you can be taking on based on your opportunities. So like if you really don't know where to begin, or just kind of if you have already delved a little bit into doing pro bono, but you just want to get a more of an idea of what type of like pro bono persona you are, this is a great place to start. So, and going back up, the next button is the I Need Training button. So this one takes you to pro bono training, and Pro Bono Virginia kind of has this entity called the Pro Bono Academy, which is pretty much focusing on the four high priority, high demand practice areas that the larger Pro Bono Virginia leadership has identified that is really needed throughout Virginia. And what this is going to do is that a group of graduates or a cohort of, say, uncontested divorces, that is the first academy. So if you're in the Uncontested Divorce Academy, you will get trained. So you'll take weekly classes for about 4 to 6 weeks by a veteran pro bono volunteer within that practice field. And you will get all the training, mentorship, supervising that you need to then graduate from that cohort and go ahead and start answering questions within that practice field. So this is really a way to get more people out there in maybe like cases that that volunteers don't have a lot of experience in, but they're willing to get that training and help in those high priority areas. And throughout, even after you graduate from the said academy or cohort, you will continue to get support from these veteran volunteers for as long as you need for while you are answering questions or taking on these pro bono cases. Then going back up, I will then click on the third button, which is Connect. I'm ready to serve. So this one is where we can see the pro bono statewide portal through Paladin. So again, like I said, if you are someone who knows exactly what type of cases you want to do and you know exactly what you're looking for, you can just go ahead and jump on the portal as soon as you get on the landing page. But if you are someone who is starting out, the first two steps would be recommended to start out with. So this is our Pro Bono Virginia Paladin landing page, and you're able to access this page through various different ways. The Pro Bono Virginia landing page is just one of those ways. You're also able to access it through our Pro Bono and Access to Justice page on the VSP website. And you can just scroll down and click right over here for the statewide pro bono portal. So the first thing you see when you come onto this portal is this browse opportunities button. And if you just kind of want to get an idea of all the opportunities that are available on the portal, you can go ahead and click that button and then kind of browse and see everything that is available and see what catches your eye and kind of go based off of that. But if you are someone who you know that you want to say only do housing cases or only want to do cases within uncontested divorces, say you just graduated from that cohort and you want to just do uncontested divorce, you can just go ahead and click one of these 6 tiles over here, and it will then show you a filtered view of the uncontested divorce cases that are on the portal. So once you're in this filtered view, you are able to add on even more filters. So you can add as many filters as you need to find cases that really cater to you and that you really feel comfortable taking on. So over here, there's engagement types, there's limited scope, see, and then you can do practice areas, causes and communities, locations needed, and then find cases that you really want to focus on. So I'm just going to go back out here and show you the wide variety of filters from the Browse Opportunities tab. So here, as I said, this is overall everything that's available on the portal. So here you can click engagement types and just go down on all the lists of stuff that you are comfortable doing. So transactional, brief service. Let's just add a bunch of filters and see what we get. Litigation, and then we can do practice areas of family law, let's say housing, guardianships, and then causes and communities. We can do families, poverty, racial justice, locations in person and remote. Let's just say you're open to doing both. Who can volunteer? Lawyers. There's also opportunities for law students and other legal professionals on the portal. So you don't always have to be a licensed lawyer to participate in an opportunity. You just have to make sure that you go in and see what type of licensing that specific case needs. And then over here, there's an option for even more filters. So say, like, I know time commitment is a big one, understandably so, and you can just come in here and say how much time you're able to give to a case, and it will specifically filter cases that adhere to your time commitment. So all these filters are really made so you can really hone into the exact types of cases that cater to you, and that is really what this portal is for. Is for attorneys and volunteers to really come in and find cases that work for them, and they're also, while being something that really works for them, you're also able to provide pro bono services. So I'll just clear these filters, and I also want to actually show you guys the calendar view. The calendar view is something that, as it sounds, it's just opportunities that have been posted on the calendar. You're just a more of a visual way to see what is happening at what time. Here we have on the 25th a Pro Bono Virginia information session. So this session is really just giving you more information about the Academy sessions that are coming up. And then after this session, if you would like to be part of an Academy cohort, then you would sign up for that after this session. So if you click on the calendar, you can directly go to view opportunity and then be into the opportunity page to kind of learn more about it, see the description, what type of, like, who should be volunteering, and what categories are involved and whatnot. And you can also learn a little bit more about the referring organization, which of course in this case is Pro Bono Virginia. So it just kind of gives you an overview of what the campaign entails. So going back out, now what I'll do is that I'll kind of show you guys the administration side and what I see from my end as an admin. So I'm just going to log in here. All right, so this is kind of what it looks like from the admin end. And the first thing I see is all the opportunities that are available. And then I can kind of go in and click on each one to see who has shown interest volunteering, who hasn't. And I like to use free legal answers as a example to show this. As so here, I can click on this volunteer management tab, and it just kind of gives me a list of volunteers that are interested in participating and answering questions through free legal answers. And then I'm able to download that as a spreadsheet and just kind of do additional outreach to them, because as many of you may already know, that free legal answers needs an additional kind of screening and registration for you to be approved on the website and then go on to answering questions. So from here, from the volunteer management tab, I'm able to just send a vast email to all the people who are interested and say that thank you for your interest. You can now register for the website and be approved to start answering questions. So this is like, it's a great tool, even on the admin end, to really track responses, track interests, and things like that. And then, as I was explaining, like I can just view opportunity listing here and kind of go straight on here to see more about the case. All right, and then lastly, I want to kind of use free legal answers as a demo to show how we can post opportunities on the admin end. So if a certified, if a qualified service provider was not able to post opportunities on their end, we are able to post it on their behalf as an admin. So we would just go in to create a new opportunity and then be able to select if it's a matter or an event. So a matter is like ongoing projects, full representation, things like that. And then an event is like specific trainings, clinics, things that have very specific dates and timings. So for using free legal answers as an example, we can just, that's a matter, so it's an ongoing project. And of course, we're going to do title matter as Virginia Free Legal Answers. The matter description, I'm just going to copy and paste from here just to give you guys an example. So this is what it looks like on the qualified service legal provider end and on our end as admins when we're posting opportunities on the portal. So then after that, you can upload any documents that relate to your matter that you're posting. Referring organization would be ABA Free Legal Answers, and then for this we can just say contact is me. How would you best describe this? Probably, I think it was transactional and brief service. So I think like either of those would work, so really depending on what type of thing you're uploading or posting. And then, do you need licensing? Yes, for this one, you do need to be licensed. Volunteers must be licensed in Virginia for specifically Virginia Free Legal Answers. And again, as many of you know, ABA Free Legal Answers has a different answering website for each state. So depending on what state you are signing up for, you would need to be licensed in that specific state. But that also differs for other matters. Like you don't need to be, there are multiple opportunities available that you don't need any licensing for, or you can be licensed anywhere in the entire country and be able to provide services. So this one is remote only. For location, timing commitment would be like maybe 5 to 10. Like there is no time limit. Like you can choose any for that matter. It can even be other. And then going on, you can choose all the categories that are that have to do with this matter. For free legal answer, this like questions from so many different categories come in, so you can really like click a lot of these categories: family law, bankruptcy, let's see, guardianships, and then causes and communities would be families, children, elderly, homelessness. Like there's a lot on here that you can pick for this specific matter. And then experience, it would be lawyers, retired lawyers, and then you can choose to add language requirements. This one really doesn't need any. And then what skills are developed. Is training provided? Training is provided. CLE credit, yes. There's no need of supervising attorneys. And then you would continue And then you just choose like how long you want the opportunity to show up on the portal. So there is an expiration of 6 months. So after 6 months, the opportunity does expire off the portal, but you are very welcome to go back on there and post the same opportunity after that 6 month date. And then you can add any sign up links as well. So if there are any like external sign up links that need to be signed up on, say, especially if there are like specific clinics or events that have like a registration link, you can add that over here as well. And then you can choose who you want to share it with, get a shareable link, and then you would click create opportunity, and then it would then post on the portal and look exactly like this on the volunteer's end. So then over here, say you're someone who is interested in Virginia Free Legal Answers, you would then go on the right and you would click express interest. So let me log out now so I don't, let's see. So free legal answer. Yep, and then you would click express interest. You would fill out your name, your email, contact information, and then once you click this express interest, you will then be emailed with next steps to move forward. And that's as easy as it is. And oh, one other thing is this share opportunity button. I think this is a very helpful tool, as well as if you come across a case or an opportunity that you see on the portal and you know someone who it would be a great match for it, or you think that you want to kind of include these opportunities in your organization's newsletter or any type of anything of that sort, you can copy this unique URL and share that out directly, and whoever clicks on it can then be directed like on this case matter. So every opportunity on the portal has a unique sharing URL, and this is just like an easy way to really get specific cases out there. So yeah, so here again, like, down here, you can play around with all the filters that are available. And like I said, from the pro bono quiz, it will kind of give you a list of cases or practice areas that that your persona is like good for, or encourages you to kind of dive in those specific matters. You can just take those and come on the portal and apply those filters to really find what you are looking for. So yeah, once again, this is really an opportunity to, be accessible, be easy to navigate for volunteers, and really try to close that justice gap.
Thank you so much, Monami, for the demo. I found that very insightful. You had mentioned that there are opportunities for folks who are not active attorneys. Do you mind showing us a little bit more what those opportunities look like?
Yeah. So here we can, let's see, who should volunteer? Legal professionals, law students. So these are just what is on the portal right now. So it's like all of these 4 opportunities that you can go in and kind of do. We are connected with legal service providers that are not based just in Virginia. So some are like out of the state. And so these specifically, what is available right now are for legal professionals, law students. So they are able to do, say, for example, unlawful detainers with Central Virginia Legal Aid. That would be just one example.
Perfect. Thank you. And one thing that I wanted to just highlight for the folks who are on the webinar with us today, or maybe watching the recording at a later date, there has been a new rule for reporting pro bono service. I think effective as of May 1, there are certain types of pro bono service that can be submitted for CLE credit. Monami, do you want to touch on that a little bit if we have just a few more minutes here?
Yeah, so attorneys are able to report or get CLE credit for pro bono service. And if I'm not wrong, it is up to 20 hours, which is 5 CLE credits. And you would just have to be affirmed by a qualified service legal provider. So if you are working with a QLSP, they will send you a form to fill out for your service, pro bono service that you provided, and you would just turn that into the MCLE board, and then they would approve your hours to get that CLE credit. So it really is like another way to try to get more volunteers and more people involved in pro bono, and I think is a great incentive. So yeah, like it's very easy process. You would just fill out the form, turn it in, and get approved for those 5 hours of CLE.
Wonderful. Thank you. And I think it's a wonderful benefit. And I've dropped a link in the chat to more information about logging pro bono hours for MCLE credit. And that'll also be included in the follow-up email today. If there's anyone who has a lingering question, now is the time to submit while we have Monami on the line with us. We'll just give it about another 30 seconds to see if someone has a question they want to submit before we wrap up today. Monami, I want to thank you again. Actually, Monami initially presented this to the full VSB staff, and I was like, we need to record this. We need to put this out there just to show people, the dynamic filters and all of the different options, because pro bono looks a little bit different for a lot of different people, and there should be no reason why folks should not be able to participate, because there are just so many options, and now it's centralized. Yeah. Awesome. Well, I have no questions coming through. So I want to thank everyone for taking the time to participate today, and special thanks to Monami for putting together today's presentation. I hope you continue to tune in to the VSB Lunch and Learn programs. We include information about each month's program in the VSB e-news, which is delivered to your email address of record at the beginning of every month. We'll send a follow-up email with some handy links and information about the Lunch and Learns and also Pro Bono Virginia. Thank you all again for tuning in today, and have a great rest of your afternoon.